Good afternoon. So I was just making a coffee and I thought, you know what? I'm really in the mood to do a reading. I've had so much going on and so much getting done in the house that it's just, I personally feel when there's a lot going on in this stress, I kind of go into like this, I don't know, mental stuck mode. Um, but yeah, I thought, you know what? Let's do a reading. Um, I need to get it out of my system. And I know that doesn't mean anything to you, but it means something to me. I've just found one of my posh coffees as well. And I've been going without them for a few days because I'm a coffee fanatic. And I've just found one. Even better. So I'll talk to you guys while I'm doing this. Right. So today, if anybody has got a pet with epilepsy, please can you contact me? So my toy poodle, it was triggered with fireworks, and it's like this type of epilepsy, right? So she's got an appointment at the vets tomorrow, and they're not overly concerned, but I am. And when you bear witness it and you have to hold it, it's just it's I hate it because I love animals. I've got such an amazing connection with animals, and she's so helpless when it happens. And it happened this morning. I went to the pharmacy and I come back and my son ran out, and luckily she was with one of my good friends, and my friend just like stayed with her. So that's kind of got me a little bit heightened today. And I think that's why I'm getting like these rushes. Like I need to get some sort of like spiritual force out. I don't know how to explain it. Again, if anybody else suffers like this, please let me know. Okay, so I'm going to use my Rosebud Tarot. I actually haven't used these in a reading yet. I really like them. They're really funky. But people always ask me what I'm using, so I thought I'd show you, but it's definitely the Rosebud Tarot. It wasn't the name that made me get it. Was, to be fair, it was the name, but it's the imagery and stuff. It's very interesting. Okay, so this is really interesting. So we've got the Ace of Air, the Two of Air, air being swords, Eight of Water, your cups, and then you've got the Sun and the Moon. And at the bottom of the deck, Sovereignty of Water. So, I completely understand this. Now, with the I'll just say the Two of Swords. Right, with the Two of Swords, you come to a point, right, where you have to make a conscious decision. I always find when the Two of Swords is presented, it's because we have options, and, you know, some are positive and some are negative. Just a bit like how addiction works, you know. Now, you're at a point where I feel you've kind of, I don't know, overcome the need of something, whatever, it could be anything, right? But that need for something. But it's now sort of put you into the Two of Air, where it's not what do I do, it's how do I do it. I find the Two of Swords, and it's sort of like, you know, sometimes you can see something and you're like, that's what I want, and then you get to that thing and it's not what you want. I personally feel it is a way of completely unmasking who you are when you get to these sort of crossroads with things, right? Now, with the Ace of Swords and the Eight of Water, I love this card because she's planted everything, and it's almost like, where did I water? What is it that I want? Okay, so Spirit's with us. It's just launched my bag across the room. My son finds it hilarious. He does. He bursts out laughing. I don't know if it's because he doesn't quite understand. Imagine at 6 years of age, you won't believe it. To him, it's normal. That's the thing. But I've always said, when I was a kid, it scared the living crap out of me. It did. It sent me a bit delulu. So, actually, it's a good job I'm here to explain it. Anyway, right, getting distracted. So, I feel like, just to extend on this, I feel like you have watered a few different places, probably without realising that you're doing it. But this is where your options will lie, right? And just remember, there's no end to a road. And there's no end to desire either. But as humans, we sort of goal point ourselves, don't we? Like, right, we're going to do this. And then I'm going to make sure I do it by this time. And then I'm going to do this. And what is being asked is to kind of let go of that a little bit. Like, don't control the narrative of what you're doing so much, because sometimes we force it and then that thing turns out to be the thing that we don't want. And I feel like maybe I'm here today to stop you from doing that. I don't know. But with the Ace of Air, with Ace of Swords, it means that you have a new mentality, right? It's like a new perspective. And that perspective is what is going to lead you to whatever success that you want. But I am feeling I'm feeling quite insecure. And I didn't feel like that before. So I'm obviously picking up on your energy rather than it being mine. But I do feel really insecure right now. A bit like, I don't know if I'm good enough. What if I can't do that? There's no such word as can't. You can do whatever you want. And I swear to God, you can do whatever you want. You just have to put your mind to it. And like I very well said the other day, at the end of the day, you don't just wake up and you're successful. You might wake up and be a millionaire, but that doesn't make you successful. Okay? So in terms of like where you think success comes from, it comes from the action of you. So if you put loads of work in, you do what you're meant to do, you stay away from negative things, you're going to be successful. Do you get what I mean? It's very, it's actually quite tedious, all this stuff. But I, just like everything, I had to learn the hard way. But my best advice is listen to your intuition with this stuff. And, if you're struggling with something, so like spending money, right? Now, just like me, I've suffered addiction, and I've noticed that because I'm a bit stressed at the moment, I'm like being more excessive, and I don't need to be. But it's like you think you have to fill a void, and actually you don't. There is no void. It's you've sort of ended that part of yourself, and you're opening up to a completely brand new book. And I like to say that because I think these chapters are a part of the same story. You're onto a whole bloody new story. It's like Sleeping Beauty wakes up. Do you know what I mean? And I love that. And if you're a male, I'm really sorry. Prince Charming's on his way. Sorry. But yeah, I think that's good. And this is what I feel these two are here for. Because it's like, are you going to take the bloody wrong path again? I'm not. I refuse to. Or are you going to follow the light? It's like fighting between the light and dark sides of yourself. We all have dark sides. And I will argue this till the cow comes home. We all have the ability to be negative or to do negative things. Again, spending money, taking rugs, drinking every day. Do you know what I mean? To fill that void. Like, are you going to keep listening to these gremlins in your head? Or are you going to go down this lovely yellow brick road? And I love the imagery on this one because look, I think it's like this, the light is completely shining on you. Whether you are insecure or not, you're still going to do it. And I think that with the sovereignty of water, it's like Prince Diana vibes. Prince Diana. It's because I'm trying to bloody do masculine and feminine at the same time. Sorry, Princess Diana. Princess Diana, sorry. You'll have to forgive me, all right? There's a reason I've taken a couple of weeks off working. Right. But see how she's very, very happy with herself. And she's just going to keep watering. And that is what the road that you're on, that you're heading to. Again, probably without realising. Right, go to the next part.